what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone to improve their selling ability? Because selling, you sell all the time in your life. You sell yourself as an idea, or you're looking for a salary raise or something like this. You have to sell ideas everywhere in your life. It's very important. So is there a simple piece of advice you could pass on to help people with that?
There are many.
Okay.
I would say if I had to choose just one.
Yeah. Well, hit me with as many.
We might be here for a while. I would say if I had to choose just one, I would say the most important sales skill might be counterintuitive. The most important sales skill is not talking.
Okay.
It's actually just listening.
Got it. Okay.
And that's what a lot of salespeople get very wrong.
Interesting.
And also why we have a bad rap, I think, for many reasons beyond that. But that's the biggest one.
Okay.
Because you go to a meeting, you think all you need to do is pitch and just like throw information at them for like 50 minutes in a 1 hour meeting and hope something sticks. Yeah. That's like the worst form of sales. When I see a salesperson doing that, I cringe so hard. What I do is kind of like an 80-20 rule. Okay. So 80% of the meeting time should be them talking.
Really?
And 20% is me responding to what they've said, right? So when you do that, your sales pitch becomes so much more powerful because you're tailoring it really to the problems that they have exposed to you.
Got it.
And showing them how our solution would solve that problem. If we don't call it 80-20 rule, another good metric is, sales coffees used to be a popular thing before COVID. You'd take someone out to coffee and you'd have a coffee meeting.
Right.
Less so nowadays because everything's kind of Zoom, kind of virtual, whatever. But let's say you were out with someone, you were having coffee.
Yeah.
So
you should be drinking a lot.
My coffee will probably be done, by the time I'm done my coffee, their coffee is like barely touched because they're just talking for so long.
Yeah. Kind of like your coffee right now.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you finished it. Okay.
Well, that coffee was great.
Oh, nice.
Yes, you know me and my coffee.
Absolutely.
I love to get your coffee, but anyway, that's a separate topic.
This is such good advice. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So just and this is like a life advice.
Yeah.
And I think sales has so much transferable skills to life skills and people skills and empathizing and just being a good person. You can be a really good person and a good salesperson. They're not mutually exclusive.
Okay.
People think they are.
Yeah.
You have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And you have to force products onto people. Yeah. And fair enough, some salespeople do operate that way. That's not my style at all. I like to be an empathetic salesperson, really hear people's problems.
And can I help you?
Try to help them.
Here's actually the ways I can
Exactly.
help you.
And there are moments where you have to be honest with them and yourself and be like, actually, what you just described, we can't solve for you.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to just say that at the moment. Like, don't force someone to buy something they don't need because as soon as they buy it, few months later down the line, they're going to notice, hey, I actually hate this product. It didn't solve anything.
Refund.
And they're gonna, they're just gonna like hate your company. Okay. They're gonna hate you, and they're never gonna come back and be a repeat customer. And most companies want repeat customers because that's how real recurring revenue is made compared to a one-time sale. And you have a reputation to protect too, right? So we shouldn't be so short-termist. I think that's another piece of advice in life and in sales. Always consider the long-term perspective alongside kind of short-term gains.
Got it.
So yeah.
Amazing. Very nice. Any other tidbits to share that can help people? Because I'm loving where this is right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've delivered so many when I was at ISEC.
Right.
I delivered a lot of sales trainings.
Yeah.
So I've delivered a lot of sales training, and so I'm very passionate about this. I could talk about it for hours. Let me see. I also delivered something called empathy sales, which is selling with empathy, which is basically like try to put yourself in the customer's shoes. It's related to the listening part, right? And it's a little bit about not company needs only, but the human need. it gets a little bit into human psychology. So let's say you are a new executive. You are like 3 months into this new role, and your predecessor left you a mess. Yeah. And it's your job to fix it. As a good salesperson, I would have done my research on this company. I would have known that there was a mess, assuming this information is public. And sometimes these new executives would post on LinkedIn, like, this is my manifesto. This is my goal for the next year, especially with public trading companies, like the ones I work with in insurance.
Yeah.
They always state their goals to their investors, to their stakeholders, and so on.
Yeah.
So I would have read all that stuff before the meeting. And then my mindset is, okay, so let's call this random person Christina.
Okay.
Right. So Christina's now a little bit stressed. She has a lot of stuff to fix. She's publicly declared her goals, which I now have memorized. And in that meeting, I'm going to ask, hey, like, how have you settled into your new job? Do you feel that you're on track to achieve this goal that you stated online?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you're kind of not talking about business anymore. You're not speaking with, let me throw a random name. You're not speaking with Allianz anymore. You're speaking with Christina. And the more human connection you build, the more likely this person will trust you, the more they will like you. And actually, like, it's the person that makes the buying decision at the end of the day, not the company.
Right.
So it's not like I'm trying to manipulate her.
No.
I'm still not going to sell her something she doesn't need. But if I do truly believe that this product will help her goals,
best way to help her.
Then the company benefits.
Yeah.
I will convince Christina, if it's true, that buying will help her achieve her goals, secure her legacy within the company. And then all of a sudden, you've secured this amazing relationship with someone. So that's how I've actually done sales when I was with ISEC.
Yeah.
And some of these customers were my references when I applied for later jobs.
No way.
Because, I stayed in touch with them, and
you sold them so well.
Yeah, we became not friends, but really good, close network.
Okay.
And they just testified to how well I did the sales thing.
Wow.
And then subsequently stayed with them after the sale had finished to deliver on the promises I made throughout the sales process.
Got it.
So yeah.